What if the secret to waking up pain-free and energized every morning had nothing to do with expensive mattresses, sleep supplements, or modern technology, but instead came from 5 simple positions practiced by the longest-living people on Earth? For decades, researchers have been fascinated by a remarkable phenomenon in Japan. The elderly population there doesn't just live longer than anywhere else in the world, they sleep better. While many of us over 60s struggle with restless nights, aching backs, and mornings that start with stiffness and pain, Japanese elders in their 80s and 90s often report sleeping through the night peacefully and waking refreshed, ready to greet the day with vitality. Some of these individuals live well past 100, maintaining independence and clarity of mind that seems almost miraculous to Western observers. When scientists first began studying these communities, they expected to find genetic advantages or perhaps secret herbal remedies passed down through generations. What they discovered instead was far simpler and more accessible to all of us. The answer lay in how these elders positioned their bodies during sleep, 5 specific sleeping positions that have been practiced and refined over centuries, treating rest not as a passive state, but as an active healing ritual. This isn't just folklore or tradition for tradition's sake. Recent medical research has begun validating what Japanese elders have known intuitively for generations. Studies show that sleeping position directly affects spinal alignment, cardiovascular health, breathing efficiency, and even how our brains clear toxins during the night. The way we position ourselves during those precious hours of rest can mean the difference between waking with energy or exhaustion, between aging gracefully or battling chronic pain. Before we explore these 5 transformative positions, it's important to understand why this matters so deeply for those of us in our golden years. Sleep quality naturally changes as we age. Our bodies produce less melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. We spend less time in the deepest stages of restorative sleep. Many of us develop conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic pain that disrupts rest. We might find ourselves waking multiple times during the night, or lying awake for hours, watching the clock and feeling increasingly frustrated. The consequences of poor sleep extend far beyond feeling tired. Research consistently shows that inadequate or fragmented sleep accelerates cognitive decline, increases fall risk, weakens immune function, and contributes to depression and anxiety. It affects blood sugar regulation, blood pressure control, and inflammation levels throughout the body. In short, how well we sleep directly determines how well we age. Yet here's the hopeful truth that Japanese elders demonstrate every night. Poor sleep is not an inevitable consequence of aging. With the right approach to rest, we can reclaim those deep healing hours and wake each morning feeling renewed rather than defeated. Let's begin with the first position, known as Inorin, which translates roughly to the gratitude pose. This practice starts before you even lie down. As you prepare for sleep, you sit at the edge of your sleeping surface, taking 3 slow, deliberate breaths. With each exhale, you release the day's tensions and worries. Then, as you lie on your back, you place one or both hands gently over your heart or stomach, creating a physical connection with your body's center. This simple gesture does something remarkable to your nervous system. When you place your hand over your heart, you're stimulating the vagus nerve, that crucial pathway connecting your brain to your organs. This activation triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for rest, digestion, and healing. Your heart rate naturally slows, your breathing deepens, and becomes more rhythmic. Stress hormones like cortisol begin to decrease, while your body increases production of healing and restorative compounds. In studies of older adults practicing variations of this position, researchers found significant reductions in the time it took to fall asleep and marked improvements in sleep quality throughout the night. Participants reported feeling calmer and more present in their bodies. Many described a sense of gratitude emerging naturally as they lay with hand over heart, not as something forced, but as an organic response to taking this moment of gentle self-care. The position itself is straightforward. Lie on your back with your spine naturally aligned. Your neck should rest comfortably, perhaps with a small supportive pillow that doesn't push your chin toward your chest. Place one hand over your heart and the other over your stomach, or both hands in whichever position feels most comforting. Close your eyes and simply notice the rise and fall of your breath beneath your palms. Feel your heartbeat steady and faithful, continuing its work as it has for all these years. Many practitioners suggest silently acknowledging three things you're grateful for as you settle into this position. This isn't about forcing positivity or denying difficulties. Rather, it's about training your mind to notice what remains good and worthy in your life, redirecting attention away from worry and toward appreciation. This mental shift has measurable effects on sleep quality and morning mood. The second traditional position is called tatami rest, named after the firm rice straw mats that have covered Japanese floors for centuries. Now, before you worry, this doesn't necessarily mean abandoning your bed entirely and sleeping on a hard floor. The principle here is about surface firmness and its relationship to spinal alignment and body awareness. In Western cultures, we've been taught that the softest, most cushioned mattress is best for sleep. We sink into memory foam and pillow tops, believing this represents comfort and luxury. But our bodies tell a different story. When we sleep on overly soft surfaces, our spines can't maintain their natural curves. Our hips and shoulders sink too deeply, creating uneven pressure and misalignment. Our muscles must work throughout the night to compensate, leading to morning stiffness and pain. Japanese elders traditionally sleep on tatami mats with thin futon mattresses, or sometimes simply folded blankets. The surface provides just enough cushioning to be tolerable while keeping the spine neutral and aligned. This firmness forces the sleeper to maintain better posture naturally without the collapse that occurs in soft bedding. Modern research on sleep surfaces confirms this wisdom. Studies show that medium firm-to-firm sleeping surfaces reduce back pain more effectively than soft mattresses, particularly in people over 50. Firm surfaces also improve balance and body awareness. When we sleep on a surface that provides feedback, our proprioceptive systems remain more engaged, helping us maintain stability even during rest. You don't need to start sleeping on the floor immediately. Instead, you might begin by trying 15 to 20 minutes of rest on a yoga mat or thin cushion on your floor, perhaps in the afternoon. Notice how your spine feels in this position. Pay attention to where your body makes contact with the firm surface. Over time, you might experiment with a firmer mattress or add a board beneath your current mattress to increase support. Many people find that even occasional rest on a firmer surface helps recalibrate their body's alignment and reduces chronic aches. The key is approaching this gradually and listening to your body's feedback. If certain joints feel uncomfortable with less cushioning, you can place small towels or thin pillows specifically where extra support is needed, while keeping the overall surface firm. The third position is Shien, which emphasizes a perfectly straight spine. This is the foundational posture from which the other positions derive their benefits. In Shien, you lie on your back with your body forming a straight line from head to feet. Your arms rest naturally at your sides, perhaps with palms facing up in an open, receptive position or placed gently on your abdomen. The importance of spinal alignment during sleep cannot be overstated, especially as we age. Our spines contain not just bones but the spinal cord itself, that crucial extension of our brain carrying signals to every part of our body. When the spine is compressed or twisted during sleep, these nerve pathways can become irritated, leading to pain, numbness, tingling, and reduced function. Additionally, our spines house the channels through which cerebrospinal fluid flows, washing away metabolic waste products from our brains while we sleep. Recent research has discovered that this cleaning process, called the lymphatic system, works most efficiently when we sleep with proper spinal alignment. When our necks are bent forward from thick pillows or our spines are twisted, this crucial detoxification process becomes less effective, potentially contributing to cognitive decline over time. In the Shien position, gravity works evenly across your body. No single joint or muscle group bears excessive pressure. Your intervertebral discs, those cushions between your vertebrae that can become compressed and damaged over years, have the opportunity to rehydrate and expand during the night. Your breathing becomes more efficient because your diaphragm has full range of motion, uncompressed by slouching or side-lying positions. For many people, especially those accustomed to sleeping on their stomachs or curled on their sides, lying flat on the back initially feels uncomfortable or even anxiety-producing. This is normal. Our bodies become habituated to familiar positions, even when those positions aren't serving us well. The key is gentle persistence and proper support. Start by lying in this position for just 5 to 10 minutes before you go to sleep, perhaps while doing some deep breathing or listening to calming music. Pay attention to your pillow height. Most people use pillows that are too thick, pushing the head forward and straining the neck. Your ear should align with your shoulder when viewed from the side. You might need to experiment with different pillow thicknesses, or even try a small rolled towel under your neck for support while keeping your head relatively flat. If you have concerns about sleep apnea or snoring, which can worsen when sleeping on your back, discuss these modifications with your healthcare provider. Some people benefit from slightly elevating the head of the bed by placing blocks under the bed frame, rather than using multiple pillows which can disrupt spinal alignment. The fourth position is nanomene, which translates approximately to the diagonal rest. This position represents a middle path between the straight-backed chien and the fully curled side position we'll discuss next. In nanomene, you lie on your back but allow one knee to bend gently, with your foot flat on the sleeping surface. Your opposite leg remains extended. Your arms rest in whatever position feels comfortable. One might lie across your chest, the other extended at your side. This position is particularly valuable for people dealing with lower back discomfort or hip problems. By bending one knee, you slightly rotate the pelvis and take pressure off the lower spine and hip joints. The gentle asymmetry prevents the body from becoming too rigid, which can happen when we force ourselves into positions that feel unnatural. At the same time, it maintains enough alignment to preserve the benefits of back sleeping. Many practitioners alternate which knee is bent throughout the night, allowing both sides of the body to experience this gentle stretch and release. The diagonal nature of this rest position also accommodates natural variations in our bodies. Not everyone's spine, hips, and shoulders are perfectly symmetrical, and this position allows for those individual differences while still promoting overall alignment. Research on sleeping positions shows that alternating positions throughout the night is actually beneficial for most people. While maintaining good alignment is important, the body also benefits from gentle movement and position changes that redistribute pressure and prevent any single muscle group from remaining contracted for too long. Nanomene facilitates this natural shifting while keeping you generally oriented in a healthy back-lying position. This position can also be particularly helpful during the transition from waking to sleeping. Many people find it easier to relax into sleep when they're not locked into a rigid position, and the gentle asymmetry of nanomene provides comfort while maintaining the core principles of good sleep posture. The fifth and final position is yokun, which means the side curl. This is perhaps the most familiar position to many of us, resembling the fetal position many people naturally adopt during sleep. However, the Japanese approach to side sleeping incorporates specific refinements that transform this common position into a therapeutic practice. In yokun, you lie on your side, traditionally the right side, though either works depending on your individual health considerations, with your knees drawn up moderately toward your chest. Not tightly curled into a ball, but gently curved in a relaxed, comfortable arc. Your head rests on a pillow that keeps your spine aligned, meaning your neck should form a straight line with the rest of your spine when viewed from the front, neither drooping toward the bed nor elevated too high. Here's the crucial refinement. You place a pillow between your knees. This simple addition prevents your upper leg from pulling your spine out of alignment and putting pressure on your lower back and hips. Without this support, the weight of your top leg can create a twisting force on your pelvis throughout the night, leading to pain and stiffness by morning. Your bottom arm can extend forward, bend at the elbow, or rest wherever feels comfortable, as long as you're not lying directly on it in a way that cuts off circulation. Your top arm typically rests along your body or draped over the pillow you've placed between your knees. Yokun offers several specific health benefits that make it particularly valuable for older adults. First, it's the best position for reducing symptoms of sleep apnea and snoring, as it keeps airways open more effectively than back sleeping. Second, it supports cardiovascular health. Sleeping on your left side in particular can improve heart function because it allows your heart to pump more efficiently with gravity's assistance. Third, it aids digestion and may reduce nighttime acid reflux, especially when sleeping on the left side. There's also an emotional and psychological dimension to yokun that Japanese practitioners recognize. The gentle curled position is naturally comforting, reminiscent of the safety we felt in the womb and as infants. For people dealing with anxiety, grief, or emotional difficulty, this position can provide a sense of protection and self-soothing. The position embodies acceptance of vulnerability, of age, of our need for rest and care. Rather than fighting against these needs by forcing ourselves into rigid positions that don't feel natural, Yokun teaches us to embrace rest as a form of self-compassion. Now, you might be wondering how to incorporate these 5 positions into your nightly routine. The answer isn't to force yourself into all 5 positions every night or to abandon the sleeping position that feels most comfortable to you. Instead, think of these as tools in a toolkit, each serving different purposes, depending on your body's needs on any given night. You might begin your sleep in the gratitude pose of Inorin, using it as a transition ritual that signals to your body and mind that it's time to rest. This position is particularly powerful for quieting an active mind and releasing the day's tensions. You might remain in this position for the entire night, or you might naturally shift into Shien, the straight spine position, as you drift deeper into sleep. If you wake during the night with discomfort, you might consciously shift into Nanomine, allowing your body the gentle asymmetry that can relieve pressure points. Or you might curl into Yokun for the deepest part of your sleep, when you're most still and when that sense of being held and protected feels most comforting. The practice of sleeping on a firmer surface, inspired by tatami rest, isn't necessarily a position you'll adopt all night, but rather a principle you might incorporate through a firmer mattress choice or periodic daytime rest on the floor. Even 20 minutes a day resting on a firmer surface can help recalibrate your body's alignment and reduce chronic pain patterns. What makes these positions truly transformative isn't just their physical benefits, though those are substantial and scientifically validated. What sets them apart is the consciousness and intention they bring to sleep itself. In our modern world, we often treat sleep as dead time, a frustrating necessity that interrupts our productivity. We fall into bed exhausted, phones still in hand, minds still racing with tomorrow's concerns. The Japanese approach asks us to recognize sleep as sacred time, a nightly renewal ceremony where we honor our bodies and minds by giving them the conditions they need to heal, restore, and prepare for a new day. This isn't mystical or religious, though it can be for those so inclined. It's simply an acknowledgement that how we approach rest with mindfulness and care, or with resentment, carelessness directly affects the quality of that rest, and therefore the quality of our lives. For those of us over 60, this perspective becomes even more important. We've accumulated decades of wear on our bodies. We carry the effects of old injuries, chronic conditions, stress patterns, and simply the natural changes that come with age. Sleep is one of the most powerful tools we have for managing these challenges, perhaps the most powerful tool available without prescription or cost. When you adopt these sleeping positions with consciousness and intention, you're not just changing how your body lies in bed, you're changing your relationship with rest itself, with aging, with your own body. You're saying, through action, that you're worthy of care, that your comfort matters, that these years of your life deserve to be lived with as much vitality and ease as possible. The research supporting these practices continues to grow. Studies on meditation and breathing practices show measurable improvements in sleep quality among older adults. Research on spinal alignment during sleep demonstrates clear connections to pain reduction and improved mobility. Studies on sleeping position and cardiovascular health reveal that how we position ourselves during those nighttime hours directly affects heart function, blood pressure, and circulatory health. But perhaps more compelling than any study are the lived experiences of the elders who practice these methods. In interviews with Japanese centenarians, a common theme emerges: they don't view their bodies as betraying them or failing them as they age. Instead, they see aging as a continuation of life's journey, requiring different care and attention than earlier decades, but not inherently characterized by decline and suffering. Their evening routine, including careful attention to sleeping position, is part of a broader philosophy that treats the body with respect and gratitude. They prepare for sleep as they would, prepare for any important activity with presence, with care, with recognition that what they're about to do matters deeply to their well-being. You can begin incorporating these practices tonight. Start simply. Before you lie down to sleep, take those 3 conscious breaths that begin the gratitude pose. Place your hand over your heart and pause to notice your heartbeat, that faithful companion that has served you for so many years without your conscious direction. Acknowledge one thing you're grateful for, even if it's simply the warmth of your bed or the quiet of the evening. Then, pay attention to your sleeping position. Notice where your spine is aligned, where you feel pressure or discomfort, where you might need additional support. Make small adjustments. Add a pillow between your knees if you sleep on your side. Try a thinner pillow if you sleep on your back. Experiment with a slightly firmer surface if you have the opportunity. Don't expect immediate transformation. Your body has developed sleep patterns over decades, and change happens gradually. But also don't underestimate the cumulative effect of small, consistent improvements. Better sleep tonight means more energy tomorrow. More energy tomorrow means more activity, better mood, clearer thinking. Better mood and clearer thinking lead to better choices about nutrition, movement, and social connection. All of these factors create an upward spiral of improved well-being. The Japanese elders who live past 100 while maintaining remarkable vitality aren't necessarily doing anything dramatic or exotic. They're practicing consistency in small, health-promoting behaviors, including how they approach sleep. They're living according to a philosophy that recognizes the profound connection between body and mind, between daily practices and long-term outcomes, between treating ourselves with care and enjoying lives of quality and length. These 5 sleeping positions. Inorin with its gratitude and heart connection, Tatami rest with its firm support and grounding, Shien with its spinal alignment and openness, Nanomene with its balanced asymmetry, and Yokun with its comforting curl and self-compassion together form a complete approach to rest that addresses our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. As you move forward from this moment, consider what relationship you want to have with sleep, with your body, with the aging process itself. These positions offer more than techniques for better rest. They offer a framework for approaching your later years with intention, dignity, and the recognition that how you care for yourself in private moments like sleep directly shapes the quality of your days. The longest living, most vital people on Earth have shown us that aging doesn't have to mean accepting pain, exhaustion, and declining function as inevitable. With wisdom, consistency, and practices that honor our body's needs, we can extend not just our lifespan, but our health span, those years lived with energy, clarity, and joy. Your journey toward better sleep and better aging can begin tonight. Try one position. Notice what you feel. Make small adjustments. Be patient with yourself as your body learns new patterns. And remember that every night offers a fresh opportunity to practice this gentle art of restful renewal. If you found this information valuable, I encourage you to take action tonight. Choose one of these 5 positions to try as you prepare for sleep. Share this knowledge with friends or family members who might benefit from these practices. Consider keeping a simple journal, noting which positions you try and how you feel in the morning, allowing you to discover which approaches work best for your unique body and needs. Most importantly, approach your sleep tonight with new awareness, recognizing those hours of rest not as wasted time, but as the foundation upon which your vitality, health, and quality of life are built each day. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments.